Our journey begins in the Great White North, Canada strong and free. Just off the east coast lies the island province of Newfoundland, shrouded in mystery, ancient rocks thrust from the Atlantic Ocean. In Grand Falls, Windsor, our port of call. To the north, the Moosehead Zone. To the south, the Crippleback Zone, straddling the Valentine Lake Fault. Quartermasters and gunners assembled, we set sail. Welcome to Treasure Island. We touch down in Newfoundland's coastal capital, St. John's. Today marks the first visit to site for VP of Exploration Greg Matheson and CEO Denis Laviolette.
At the stop sign, turn left.
From St. John's, we head west along the Trans-Canada Highway towards central Newfoundland.
At the light, turn right.
Along the way, there are a few stops that just must be made to take in the incredible Newfoundland lifestyle and the unbelievable geology of this mighty island.
Okay.
I think this is it.
Let's see. I'd say that's it.
Kenwood Apartments, but icy core.
Really falls.
Humble beginnings. Here we go, man.
Thought I heard somebody come in. Flame jumpers.
How's it going?
Hey, Denis, brother. Good to see you again. Yeah, no, man. You made her.
We're greeted by former CEO of Sokoman Minerals and now president of Pirate Gold, Tim Froude. Greg and Denis now get their first hands-on look at the core from the Crippleback and Moosehead zones.
Crippleback, hole 1, yeah. Hole 9, sorry, right? So this is all intensely clay-altered stuff. I mean, stringers of pyrite and locally chalcopyrite through it. I was half expecting to see VMS alteration, right? With sericite and things like that, but this is beyond that. This is a different level of intrusive activity. But there's gold here. The first sample assayed 80 ppb, right? I mean, and all the way through, up to 600. And we never got out of it because, well, we hit the property boundary, which now doesn't exist.
Boundary.
It doesn't exist, right? So we know there's gold. We know there's copper. We got lead, zinc, silver. We're getting elevated selenium and tellurium. I mean, all the yums, right?
I'm really looking forward to getting a spectral gun on this stuff and seeing, specifically what mineralogy we're looking at here.
The grades that we've been getting are consistent with it being, proximal, but not in the sweet spot yet.
Yeah.
Now, how far we got to go? Every system is different. Could be 100 meters, could be 200, could be 500 meters.
I like when you see rocks that are just fucked up. Anytime you get a rock that's real screwed up and bleached, altered,
Wow.
fucked up rocks equals good stuff. Good.
At
good
this
stuff.
scale, too.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know.
Big scale.
Look at the very last piece of core is just sparkling at me here.
Exactly.
Well, we're going to look pretty smart coming right in and going another 10 feet here.
After getting eyes on the rocks, it's time to put boots on the ground. Tim has arranged an extensive site tour to take Greg and Denis out to explore key areas of interest and showings across the Crippleback and Moosehead properties.
We got a big day planned. We're going to go out and have a look at the Moosehead property. We're going to look at a lot of that new ground we staked. We're going to go out and meet the fabulous Fred Keats and talk with him and what he's got in store out there, and basically look at the whole 65 kilometers that we've now got tied up. We can look at maps and things, but you really don't get an appreciation for the scope or the scale of a project until you've actually been on the ground and kicked the dirt around. In the last 2 years, our best results have come from the western trend, 70 grams over almost 5 meters. We're going to go down and look at a beautiful exposure. The very first time this high-grade mineralization has ever been exposed at surface. Then we're going to jump in the chopper and head out to Crippleback. We're going to take the slow boat, basically look at a whole bunch of showings that are, I think, important to the story. We're going to land at several spots on the property, look at base metal mineralization that's only been uncovered for the first time ever based on current logging activities that's going on. And that's great for us because they're opening up access. They're disturbing the ground, they're tearing it up a little bit. Gives us a good chance to see what's there.
Great. Well, we looked at it a lot in maps. We saw it on the computer. We
Not
saw
the
all
same.
kinds of things.
Not the same.
It's not the same. Sounds like we got a full day. Let's get out there.
We do. Let's go.
Cool.
Our first stop, the Western Trench. 20-minute drive, 25 kilometers northeast from HQ on the Moosehead property.
This is where the Valentine Lake
structure runs through, it will be somewhere in this area here.
The fact that we've had so much success basically below these boulder fields is, I've seen the till here. It's classic stuff.
Yeah, it was
that
the
you
same
see
in
in this-
Queensway. Like, you know, it's not like you go and find this stuff.
So this is not unusual for Moosehead to have anywhere from 3 to 5 meters of overburden, and yeah, unfortunately, it means you don't have the value of learning from surface outcrops like you would, and so you kind of got to make your own outcrop, and that's what we did here. So let's move over here and have a look at some nice mineralization. What you can see is a nice banding here with the belandrite, bornonite. VG has been circled in a few places for those people that want to see a bit of gold.
So, and everything I'm seeing here looks oddly familiar.
We were very happy to see this, obviously, when we started cleaning this off, and yeah, it's basically we've learned a lot from this outcrop. These things act as kind of like an iceberg, so when the fluids come up, they either go around them or into them. In fact, that big rusty knob there in the back, you can see a vein cutting across that. That's the first time we've actually seen visible gold in quartz veins cutting the mafic rocks here, which suddenly now they're more prospective.
If you have that dike in there, it's kind of a harder lump, a harder mass, and it's sitting in these sediments, and then you got cracking and movement. What ends up happening is a lot of fluid pathways will open up around that hard thing. It's a lot harder to crack that than it is the sediments. There is veining through the dikes from time to time, and that's what Tim was talking about, that are also interesting. But it's neat to see that it's true that there's like the fluids and that brought in the gold and brought in all this quartz came around these dikes, and these structures didn't like kind of going through them so much. They went around them, and apparently this project's full of them. So you got all this crack network, which is really important to us, and then you've got these dikes everywhere, which added a complexity to things, but sometimes complicated's good. That looks like dike to me.
Yeah, you can tell by the
Yeah, and then you got your veining.
the more massive texture.
Right along the edge of her.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some pretty intense, locally you get some pretty intense. It's actually where we see our highest concentrations of sulfide, is where the dike and the sediment meet. Just about 100 meters to the east of us here is what we call our actual footwall splay, which is off of the main eastern trend, but in an identical sort of relationship and pattern that we see here in this outcrop. When we saw this, we said, oh my God, this is eastern trend footwall splay right here.
The real striking portion of this is that, there is a lot of similarity between what's here at Moosehead and, our past experiences at Queensway in terms of, really the structural regime, the style of mineralization, the veining, and the mineralogy is quite similar. So it's of the same ilk as Queensway. I think the advantage possibly that we have here at Moosehead is that you've got what appears to be a very strong control on mineralization, which is the effect of these dikes, which is not something that was common at the Queensway. So to have the recipe book at play here, right? Tim's put 600 plus holes into this, and it's well understood that that's, we can recognize the pattern of where and why the gold is where it is. And then we take that same model, we start to apply it elsewhere where we see the same situation.
I remember looking at it before, and we had like geophysics, eh? And it was like, it looked like you could kind of fit, but now you're seeing there was actually quite a bit of attention put in here.
Mm-hmm. Well, these are all RC holes, right?
And then the other question I had too was coming up here, because if this thing kind of shoots off this way, back towards that, well, we staked all this, eh?
That's all new staking. Yeah.
So that's good.
But
That's the town bishops there.
and then we saw that gold hit way over here. There's a gold hit down, yeah,
Boat launch.
way down there, the boat launch. Yeah, so it was, holy shit.
We wrap up the tour of the Western Trench and make our way back towards Grand Falls, Windsor. We've got a bird to catch, and our helicopter pilot, Martin, is waiting to take us on the second half of the tour.
So we recently just staked all this fault down through here. There's the Denis showing right over by the pool pond.
Yeah, there's a crazy bend on this river here that's probably structurally related, obviously. Yeah, just caper straight from here now. We should be okay. So we just crossed over the Bay to Spear Highway, and we're inching closer to the main Moosehead property boundary, if you will. So that's most of our core is stored there. So as you can see, we're not far from the Trans-Canada Highway and lots of infrastructure.
Yeah, and now we're basically following this down to those points.
So that will be Island Pond way up there in the distance. Again, another area of really strong geochem in tills, soils, slopes. There is bedrock gold samples there that run 10, 15 grams. And an area like, there's absolutely no drilling here. Zippo. The geochemistry just keeps going. I mean, and there's no drilling. There's not a drill hole down here for miles. I mean, we're talking tens of thousands of ppb gold in HMC concentrate. To me, the best indicator of gold is gold. And start getting gold values at those levels, there's got to be something to it. So it's approximately 65 kilometers from Moosehead down to Crippleback, and I don't say there's a yard of it that's not prospective for gold. Okay, let's try Fred.
Yeah, we're going to see Fred and hopefully touch down.
He says we can land there. We'll leave that decision to you, Martin. That's okay.
Yeah, he's coming out on the bog to meet us.
Okay. That's one of the famous, fabulous Keats, world famous prospector.
My name is Fred Keats. I'm a prospector from Newfoundland. I've been prospecting basically my whole career. I'm originally from Newfoundland, born and bred in a small town called Benton, and my whole family, and I guess I'm the third or fourth generation of prospectors, and more to follow. I found this thing, half-decent gold numbers, probably in 85 or 86. When it finally, the package came open that I wanted, we staked it. We've got some decent results that generated some interest, and we're going to go forward and see what we can accomplish. I got lots to show you, and we'll spend the day at it, and I'm sure you'll be impressed. You got to put the bigger picture together. Listen, striking depth means everything.
Yeah.
You know, if it's okay, my ground's over there on the other side of the lake, and this thing is striking right on ours. Perfect. Yeah. I don't care. I hope you drill, 50 million ounces, but this thing, no drill holes. You just flew over 50 kilometers.
Well, you're right in between two gold deposits, right?
And you're right in between two gold deposits.
My big narrative I used to say is like, everything's here, it's just covered. And if it was somewhere else where all this till be scraped off of it, then you'd be mines all up and downer.
How many showings have you found that started with a piece of float?
Plenty.
90% of them, at least.
Exactly.
You gotta go where you're gonna see rock. I can traverse through that woods there and not see a damn thing. But I can traverse that shore, and I pick up one float at 0.7.
Yeah, boom.
Boom. Everybody is all of a sudden, oh my God, where did this come from? I mean, this is bonanza gray.
Yeah, the lakes are like little windows, right? And the rivers are little windows.
And the rivers, we've traveled this island a lot.
Yep. This is your backyard, this area.
Oh yeah. It's been a labor of love, all of it.
I'm glad you're still doing it. I'm glad you're still doing it, man.
Listen.
Been a great honor.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything you showed us, and really excited to make an offer to have, your claims rolled into Pirate Gold, and work with you moving forward on, finding the treasures hidden in this area. So here's an agreement here. We've penned out 800,000 shares, 1.5% NSR, and Fred Keats, welcome to the Pirate Gold family. Don's Cooking come with the deal?
Absolutely.
With the deal done and Fred's claims added to our land package, Treasure Island just got a little bit more perspective. We head back to the chopper for one more flight, over to meet Brian Bursey and our final stop of the day.
You guys good to go back there? Yep. Roger.
So now you can start to see the new active cutting areas coming up.
Oh,
yeah. They have big plans. Like, they're cutting here for 3 years.
Perfect.
They're going to open everything up for us. So that's a new road that's just been put in, that one right there.
Okay.
It's all new logging from like last year. There's our chauffeur, Mr. Brian.
Very good.
For the final stop on our tour, Brian and Tim take us around the southern portion of the Crippleback property. Recent logging operations have churned the till and revealed hidden treasures across a large portion of the property.
Like I said, what a gift, all this access and
Absolutely.
now semi-brownfield site, right?
Then he found a little quartz, rusty quartz.
And just right behind us here is where Al and Brian found that massive sulfide float, the weekly magnetic one that ran 0.5% copper, was right there, right on the ridgeline. But we see definite stockwork epidote zones, in particularly in the holes we drilled down Collins Road, holes 4, 5, and 6. Like what you saw yesterday in hole 9 and 3 is what you see there, right?
Newly discovered outcrops and samples indicate the presence of a large porphyry somewhere in the vicinity.
So this is the area where we first got indications that we could be dealing with something a little different than what we were actually here for prospecting for, which was a vein shear hosted gold deposit. We could very well indeed have a porphyry copper gold polymetallic system here, which would be a game changer. I mean, if we hit into the core of a porphyry copper deposit, what do you think will happen to us? I mean, it's a company maker. Pretty convincing evidence through geology, geochemistry, geophysics, diamond drilling that we're on the edges of something potentially very big.
Expedition complete. We traversed the full 65 kilometers of Treasure Island, added claims to the package, took in a bird's eye view of the regional geology, and got our hands dirty in the field. This newfound understanding will shape the crucial next steps of exploration. 50,000 meters of drilling begins. The treasure hunt is on.